Hey, this is Michael with Kids Art Clubhouse. Glad to have you here today. Today we're going to be doodling. Like always, we'd love to have you subscribe, ring the little bell so that you're getting notifications, and also watch till the end. We always try to do something creative with the art that we do. Also, if you like what we've done, visit our website. I try to reproduce everything in Illustrator as a vector line art, so it's much cleaner and nicer. And oftentimes I try to turn our art into a printable of some sort, a coloring page or some other activity that you can do. So we'd love to have you along. Thanks for coming. I've got my pen, I've got my paper. Let's do this. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is doodle. So, I have always been a little bit of a doodler. Whether that's little patterns or whether that's little pictures. Really doodling, you can start by doing anything. And really art should be fun. It should be something that interests you. So we have, I guess, some little hash marks. And really, honestly, I have not thought about what I would do. Which can be problematic because then I'm not quite sure what to do. So I've mentioned that I decided to try to turn these into some coloring pages. And the way that I did it is I took a still frame, a screenshot of the image that I did, and put it into Illustrator. And then in Illustrator you can do a trace image. However, I noticed when I did that, the image was, you blow this up on a computer monitor, and what you end up seeing is a lot of the distortion around where the ink kind of saturates the paper, so you get kind of a bleeding effect, especially when you see it at a little bit higher resolution on a computer screen. It's really not hard to turn it into a black and white image. What is hard is you have lines that end up close to each other, and things like that end up being potentially problematic. So anyways, now we've kind of made it into a little bit of a dice. And, we could really just take this anywhere we wanted. That line probably should have come over just a little bit more. Or what probably should have happened is, what I'm thinking here is something kind of shooting out, like the sound effects there. So technically this line probably should have been a little shorter rather than this a little longer in order to make this big, small, smaller, smaller. some. Well, we could even do something similar with circles. Right here. Maybe a little bit more of a cylinder shape on them. It's kind of a hard shape to make because you gotta kind of make this curve a little bit sooner to make it so that it doesn't look so squarish. Or extend it a little bit longer. That works. So far my little image here doesn't make any sense at all, but does doodling ever make any sense? Oftentimes I'll just draw some random things until I think that something's really making sense. Now, if I was to look at this, the first thing that's coming to mind for me is actually starting to look more like a figure. So, you know, I could come down here and I could draw that into maybe a little bit more of a foot. Oh, you know, I could even put some shoelaces on it. Now, think about this. Going tall, it's not going to really work because his head would be clear up here off of the page. So I got to do something a little bit smaller. You know what I could do? I could have some additional randomness come off of here this way. What's going through my mind is alternating the pattern. So squares for legs, squares for arms, circles for legs, circles for arms. And then over here, one, two, three, one, two, three. Then we could do some little square deal here too. Yeah, looks like he's kind of jumping forward. How do we do a face on him? Maybe as a face we could just draw a face randomly up here in the air. The problem is we have this circle here. We drew it with a pen. So, but what we could do is we could even make them kind of robotic. We could put like a rectangle here. You know, like your 8-bit robot. Oh, you know what he's looking like now? Looks a little bit more like a frog to me. A robot frog. He's not really though. You know what would be kind of cool to do is if you're going to make him a little robotic, you know, that little pattern has kind of like a sheet metal feel to it. You know, you could put that here and there throughout the image. Or you could even add like steel plates, like this, and add some steel plates type thing. Little rivets around it and stuff. Maybe even color a few of them in. I don't know. That's about an 11-minute doodle. So anyhow, that's kind of where it's going. I'll play around with it a little bit more and we'll draw something up and there you go. But that's just a little bit of just making stuff up. Doodle art. We appreciate you watching and hope that you have a great day. Thank you.